It's from a show called Avenue Q, which is done almost exclusively with puppets. But I am obviously not a puppet, so I'm going to sing a song from the show called Avenue Q. It's called There's a Fine, Fine Line. It's very sad, but it's the only sad song on this list. So I figured, why not?
'Tis the season.
Right.
Yes.
There's a fine, fine line between a lover and a friend. And there's a fine, fine line between reality and pretend. And you never know till you reach the top if it was worth the uphill climb. But there's a fine, fine line between love and a waste of time. There's a fine, fine line between a fairy tale and a lie. And there's a fine, fine line between your wonderful and goodbye. I guess if someone doesn't love you back, it isn't such a crime. But there's a fine, fine line between love and a waste of your time. And I don't have the time to waste on you anymore. I don't think that you even know what you're looking for. For my own sanity, I've gotta close the door and walk away. Oh, there's a fine, fine line between together and not. And there's a fine, fine line between what you wanted and what you got. You gotta go after the things you want while you're still in your prime. There's a fine, fine line between love and a waste of time.
Very nice.
Very nice.
So this next one, working our way up, is one I've had under my belt for a little while. I did props for a junior version of Guys and Dolls at Theatre Winter Haven, which was my first kind of contact with this musical. So I will be doing If I Were a Belle from Guys and Dolls. Ask me how do I feel? Ask me now that we're cozy and clinging. Well, sir, all I can say is if I were a bell, I'd be ringing. From the moment we kissed tonight, that's the way I've just got to behave. Boy, if I were a lamp, I'd light. And if I were a banner, I'd wave. Ask me, how do I feel? Little me with my quiet upbringing. Well, sir, all I can say is if I were a gate, I'd be swinging. And if I were a watch, I'd start popping my spring. Well, if I were a bell, I'd go ding dong, ding dong, ding. Ask me, how do I feel from this chemistry lesson I'm learning? Well, sir, all I can say is if I personal favorite musicals, and my first ever musical that I saw on Broadway. It's Anastasia, and it's called In My Dreams. I performed this back in March for a school talent show, and it's just one of my favorite songs ever. Okay. They said I was found by the side of a road. There were tracks all around. It had recently snowed. With the darkness and cold and the wind in the trees, a girl with no name and no memories but these. Rain against a window, sheets upon a bed, terrifying nurses whispering overhead. Call the child Anya, give the child a hat. I don't know a thing before that. Traveling the back roads, sleeping in the wood, taking what I needed, working when I could, keeping up my courage, foolish as it seems, at night all alone in my dreams. In my dreams, shadows call, there's a light at the end of a hall. Then my dreams fade away, but I know it all will come back one day. I dream of a city beyond all compare. Is it Paris? Paris, a beautiful river, a bridge by a square, and I hear a voice whisper, I'll meet you right there in Paris. Paris. You don't know what it's like not to know who you are, to have lived in the shadows and traveled this far. I've seen flashes of fire, heard the echoes of screams, but I still have this faith in the truth of my dreams. In my dreams, it's so real, and my heart has so much to reveal. Then my dreams seem to say, don't be afraid to go on. Don't give up hope, come what may. I know it all will come back one day.
Calm down.
1 minute, just 1 minute. Sure. We're gonna get a charger for this. Steve, can you get one of the cell phone chargers, darling? I saw it has low battery.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
a second.
I was about to ask actually.
Thank you, Steve.
Skip a little bit because this was an incredibly long intro that goes with it.
You want to go ahead and say what it is?
Sure, I'll say what it is. So this next one, I didn't really ever see as one of my songs, that I would sing. But I recently, there's an amphitheater out in Winter Haven that nobody uses. Nobody goes to it or anything.
Really?
So I will just go there with my mom sometimes and just sing for her for hours. I sang the song for her the first time a couple weeks ago, and when I was done, she's like, "That is the best I've ever heard you sing, ever." So I'm just like, okay, I've never seen this song that way, but I guess maybe it is. So this one is a very difficult song time-wise, but it's from Into the Woods, and it's a song that Cinderella sings when she gets stuck on the steps of the palace, and it's called On the Steps of the Palace. prince who prepares, knowing this time I'd run from him. He spread pitch on the stairs, and I'm caught unawares, and I thought, well, he cares. This is more than just malice. Better stop and take stock while you're standing here stuck on the steps of the palace. You think, what do you want? You think, make a decision. Why not stay and be caught? You think, well, that's a thought. What would be his response? But then what if he knew who you were when you know that you're not what he thinks that he wants? And then what if you are what a prince would envision? Although how can you know who you are till you know what you want, what you don't? So then which do you pick? Or you're safe out of sight and yourself, but where everything's wrong? Or where everything's right, but you know that you'll never be wrong? And whichever you pick, do it quick, cause you're starting to stick to the steps of the palace. It's your first big decision, but the choice isn't easy to make. To arrive at a ball is exciting and all. Once you're there, though, it's scary. And it's fun to deceive when you know you can leave, but you have to be wary. There's a lot that's at stake once you've stalled long enough, cause you're still standing stuck in this stuff on these steps. You gotta run along home and avoid the collision. Though at home they don't care, you'll be better off there. Well, there's nothing to choose, so there's nothing to lose. So you pry up your shoes. Then from out of the blue, and without any guide, you know what your decision is, which is not to decide. You'll just leave him a clue. For example, a shoe. And then see what he'll do. Now it's he and not you who is stuck with a shoe. In a stew, in the goo. And you've learned something too, something you never knew. On the steps of the palace. It's my go-to audition song, my go-to song for everything. However, it has this insanely high note at the end, and there is a chance that I might not hit it. I apologize in advance. I believe in you. You can do it. Thank you. So this one is from a musical called She Loves Me, and it's called Vanilla Ice Cream. Dear friend, I am so sorry about last night. It was a nightmare in every way. But together, you and I will laugh at last night someday. Ice cream, he brought me ice cream. Vanilla ice cream, imagine that. Ice cream, and for the first time we were together without a spat. Friendly, he was so friendly, I didn't like him, I'm simply stunned. The wonders never cease, the wonders never cease. It's been the most peculiar day. The wonders never cease, the wonders never cease. Oh, where was I? I am so sorry about last night. It was a nightmare in every way, but together you and I will laugh at last night someday. I sat there waiting in that cafe and never guessing that you were fat. Oh, that you were near. You were outside looking bald. Oh no! Dear friend, I am so sorry about last night. Last night, I was so nasty. Well, he deserved it, but even so,